Hey, hi. In this video, I'm going to show you how to handle Google Cloud Storage Bucket task with using Python. As you see in this PPT depicts my demo. Here, I'm going to show you what are all the prerequisites that you need to configure and get ready with so that you can interact with the Google Cloud Storage Bucket service with using APIs, and that too with using Python SDKs, right? So here, this is just a very basic session where you will get a knowledge about how to programmatically interact with the storage account and do the minimum required task, in the sense the very primary task that we know we're going to do with the storage bucket. And so all those tasks will be demoed here, right? So here I'm going to show you how to create a service account, how to configure the service account with the required roles, and then how to set up your environment, like Python environment, and how to configure the authentication with the Google Cloud as well. And then finally, we're going to show some basic task that we're going to do with the storage account, say creating a bucket, uploading the files into the bucket, listing the file present in the bucket, and then how to download the files present in the storage bucket. Yeah. All right. So this is the what my video contains as of now. I have the code been ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through the code as well. I'm going to show you now in real time how does it works as well, and the code which I have written here. So I'm going to show you this code. So this is the piece of code I have written. So these are the pieces of the code which is I have got from the internet and modified according to my need as well. Yeah. Anyways, this code will be shared in my GitHub repo, and the GitHub repo link will be shared with you. You can find this repo link in the video's description as well. Yeah. All right. So with that note, let's directly jump to the part of the demo. Yeah. So here, first one, to do this particular task, you need to have a service account from the Google Cloud IAM. Yeah. I'm going to take you to the my Google Cloud account. So this is my Google Cloud account basically. Yeah. Currently, I'm in my project, so I have created a project for this a video that is Google Cloud. That is Cloud Quick Labs, which is my channel name. Right. So then on this project, I went to a service called I am an admin. So you can find that service from here. If you go to this, three bar options, right? Click on that. You're gonna have an option called I am an admin. Click on that, and then you will be landing here in this page, right? So in this one, you see there are so many IAM related services are being listed here, and you can go all the services from there. First one, in this demo, I need a service account, right? So for that case, you have to click on a service accounts. Click on create service accounts. Gives just a name like demo cloud quick labs. Okay, so give some unique name or familiar name that you would like to have, and then you can just just continue, right? And here this is, since this is optional, you don't have to do anything. Click on continue, and click on add done. Yeah. All right. So once this is done, you see you have a service account is been ready. So this is one part of the task. Now a service account is just nothing but it's a computer identity or a application identity. Now to that identity you need to provide the permissions. That permissions can be given in a very dedicated way. Like for that case we need to create a role, that is IAM role in the Google Cloud, right? So for that case you go to the roles. There is an option in the left hand side, and there is a button called create click role. So click on this role and say like storage account, storage bucket role. Yeah. And then just keep the IDs as well same, like whatever the title you have given, you can keep the ID of your role as well same. Make sure that you give the very unique names basically. Yeah. In the permission, so this is the place where you can add the permissions to your role, which will be used by the service account. Click on add permissions, and here let's find out storage admin. Yeah, so we'll just say search for storage admin. So I'm going to search for storage admin, right? So here it goes. So we just selected storage admin. So whatever the permissions that it lists is basically it actually relates to the storage admin. Yeah, you see there are so many permissions that is telling that the storage admin need to have it. So basically you need to select all these permissions like this. Yeah. Wherever you see not applicable will not be added into this IAM rule. Remember that, and then keep on selecting this one. So I'm going to select the second page as well. Let's go to the third page. That is yeah. So these are all already been selected. right? And then go to the third page. Okay, so all are being selected. Yeah. So if I go reverse, everything is selected. 11 to 20 selected. 1 to 10 is not selected. I'm going to select it though now. All right, so we have selected all the permissions and click on add. You see, there are 32 permissions are being added here, and which is what we want. Yeah. Okay, so now once these are added, so you can see the show added permissions. So you see the show added permissions, that also it is being shown, right? So the permissions are very clear. You can read in a very layman term saying, say in the storage you have a bucket service. In that bucket you are giving the permissions like create, tagging, deleting, listing, uploading. Yeah, there are object update, right? So bucket update, and there are so many things that we are doing. So click on create. So what do we do is we are creating a IAM role which will be used later, right? So we created storage bucket role. Now we use this storage bucket role and give the permissions to our service account, right? The service account is nothing but under IAM admin. So I'm going to go to that demo Cloud Quick Labs service account and go to the permissions and go to the grant permissions. Yeah. And just so for this case you need the SPN, so you need the URL of your our this is the email address. Okay, so we need an email address while granting the permission. So I will go to the again I will go to the permissions options of this, and then grant access, grant which permission. So you can copy paste that, right, and select the whatever it comes, and then in the role you can select the row that we have created, that is demo Cloud Quick Labs. Yeah, so just now we created, this is a custom row that we created and it has a fine grained access. So save it. Yeah, and then you can find that that role has been now assigned. You see the demo role has been assigned. All right, so with that you are set with the prerequisite of creating a service account and providing the permissions. There's one more thing that you need to do here is, since here I'm using the key based authentication, which may not be the so cool way of authentication, but it works. Yeah, since it is a demo part, but in future part of the my videos on Google Cloud, I'm going to make it very refined. Yeah, so click here and click on create a new key pair, and then the key type should be JSON, and click on create. Okay, so what it does is it creates a JSON file which contains the credentials, or which contains the credentials informations required to authenticate to your Google Cloud account. Yeah, especially on this project. Okay, and this is the JSON file which we need. Okay, and this JSON file we will gonna use it in the next options. Okay, all right, so that is all about the IAM level prerequisite. Okay, then this is the, now I will go to the another tab, so don't get confused. This is again my same Google Cloud account, and I'm in my project called Cloud Quick Labs, and currently I'm in a cloud storage. In that one I'm using the service called buckets, right? So in that bucket, now try to interact with this bucket with using Python. Okay, so we are not doing any click now, we are doing like code basis, right? All right, so I have this JSON file been downloaded. I'm going to use it in a programmatic manner. Okay, so how do I do that? I'm going to show you right away. Yeah. All right. As I said, I have already written a code, that is a Python code required for this demo. So as I said, I'm going to show you 4 tasks that we can do on a S3 bucket. Sorry, on the Google Cloud storage bucket. Yeah. And then those tasks includes like create a bucket, download the files from the bucket, list the files from the bucket, and upload the files from the bucket. Yeah. All right. So first one, let me create a bucket, because we need a bucket or else you cannot do all these things. Yeah. That's a prerequisite. All right. So the JSON file which we downloaded right earlier, so I have kept that under the same folder. I'm referring this JSON file in this code. So I'm going to walk you through this code. I'm going to execute the code as well, right? So before I walk you through this code, there is one more requisite. You should have your system minimum say Python 3, because it demands Python 3 versions. Python 3. I'm using Python 3.11. Once you have the Python 3.11 been installed, you can run a module. You can install a module which is given by the Google Cloud only. That is pip install Google Cloud Storage. Okay, so that is Google-Cloud-Storage. So just click on this one. So it will generally install all the prerequisites. Okay, since in my machine I have already installed this module, that's the reason it's showing this one, but in your case it could be different. Yeah. All right, so now once this has been done, then you are set. Now let's go to the code and walk through, and I will execute this code on the way itself. Yeah. So here this is very simple Python code where we are actually doing the import of module. So you should be writing the code like this, that is from Google Cloud from Google.cloud import storage, and we also need import OS because I will be using down the line, right? And then we need to set the Google application credentials. So what is Google application credentials? So that is what we have created in a service account, and we downloaded the JSON file, right? So that JSON file path has to be kept here. In my case, I have kept in this my machine path, so I have given the machine path here. So why do we keep like this? Because when you execute this code, the APIs will refer this file, read the data present in that file, and use those data for authentication with the Google Cloud account that you have. And if all the credentials are true and active, then it will it will allow you, or you will be authenticated basically. So once you are authenticated, then only the APIs will start working. Yeah. So that is the bottom line thing. And then what we are going to do is I'm just creating a best practice of Python, right? So just creating a function that is create a bucket where it has a parameters like a bucket name. Make sure that you give the bucket name very unique and lower cases only. Yeah. And the class of the bucket is standard, and the locations where we are hitting it is US central. All right. Okay. Then so within this function we have to create a client. So as you might be have worked in on the AWS. In AWS we use the the resource client, right? That is Boto 3 client. So similarly we have to do the same thing here. So for storage content, you will have to set the client. You got the client, that is storage client. From the client, you're gonna explore the APIs, say bucket. So in that one, we are from the storage client, we want to have the bucket resource client. Okay, so that's the reason you are giving the bucket name. Yeah. So basically, when you say bucket and just give the bucket name, which actually creates a bucket, which actually tries to interact with the Google Cloud, and it will be used to create the bucket basically. Yeah, that's what it happens. All right, so we are using the bucket storage class. That is the class which is been given here. So basically, you are actually, this is what it actually is, nothing but it's actually creates a payload which is required to hit the API called create bucket. Yeah. So in this one, you are passing the bucket name like this, bucket class like this. Yeah. And then these two are being used, right? So say bucket. So bucket is being used here. You see, finally we are invoking the storage client and using the API create underscore bucket. So bucket is nothing but this is what the payload we created, and that payload is being passed here, and then the location also been passed as a parameter. Once you hit this, you know, a Python code, which is actually under the hood, it is hitting the um, Google Cloud APIs to create a bucket, right? So once this has been created, it's gonna return a statement, something like that, something like it has successfully created. Okay, so I'm gonna print it. I'm gonna print it basically. So this is down the line, and I'm just invoking the function with the proper inputs. Yeah, so I'm just gonna give the print. So within the print, what I'm doing is I'm just invoking the function. Yeah. So we are set now. Let me go back to the my storage account. So if you go to the storage, so here there is no bucket with the name which we are creating right away. I'm going to refresh it here only. So there is no bucket, yeah, with the name which I'm creating, that is test demo storage bucket. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to execute this file from the VS Code console only. So I'm comfortable with using the VS Code. So let's run this Python file by clicking on this. All right, so it says that bucket test demo storage bucket is successfully created. Let's see if the bucket got created. Okay, so it's yeah, here you go. The bucket test demo storage account bucket is been created. All right, and currently it does not has anything. It's a empty bucket. Yeah. So with this, we were successfully able to create a Google Cloud storage bucket with using Python. Let's go and do a upload file. Okay, so I'm gonna go next code, that is upload a file. So this code is also follows the same pattern where we are importing the storage module from the Google dot storage module base, and then we are importing the OS. Similarly, again we are setting the environmental variable, that is Google application credentials, to the JSON file which we downloaded from the service account. And here also we are creating a function which is standard in Python to create a function for any kind of tasks. So here definition, we are defining the function like upload CS file, and this is the bucket name being passed, source file name is being passed, and destination file also need to be given as a parameter. So here it also has the storage client, that is storage.client. We are constructing the payload, that is bucket client, where bucket name will be as a passed as a parameter. Then we are constructing the blob, that is blob equal to bucket.blob and the destination file name. And then the upload. So then basically with using the blob, since we are uploading the blob, nothing but the binary large object. So that's the reason it invokes of a function called upload. Yeah. And then we are actually invoking a function called upload cs underscore file, right? So this is the file we are, and this is the function we are invoking from the same Python file. Yeah. All right. The parameters that we passed here is same, the bucket name which we created just above, and this is the local path. So this is, again, I'm just uploading my the credential.json file to the my storage bucket. Yeah. And then I want that bucket to be uploaded as test.json. Yeah? And this is what it happens basically. So I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna show you that this file gets uploaded now. So let's execute this code. So I'm gonna hit it done. So basically it looks to be done. I'm gonna do a sorry. Uh, all right. So yeah, so this is tester.json file. Okay, so I just hit the so I just hit the run of this file. So it should be test. Sorry. Let's see, what is the name that it got uploaded. If I go back to the test demo underscore storage bucket and refresh it, if you see the page refreshing, here you go, right? So we have a folder called JSON, and after that JSON, you see, the test JSON that file is been uploaded successfully. Okay, so I'm just gonna make this code proper. Yeah, all right. Okay, so JSON forward slash test.json. Yeah, this is JSON. All right, so we have successfully uploaded a file with a proper folder structure into the storage bucket. Yeah, so this is what we have achieved with the upload. I'm going to clear the terminal mess here. So there is a mess. All right, so I just cleared it off and then save this file as well. All right, so if you try to do it again, it would fail again. Yeah, because there is already path and there is already file with this name. Maybe it just gets uploaded, or just okay, or just gets overwritten. Yeah, so I'm just going to clear it off again. Okay, so if we redo the same job again, let's see what it happens. I'm very curious. It looks like it gets overwritten, right? So you see it is at 447. Yeah, if I refresh it, if the file is there and content is same, it looks to be just refresh it, right? Okay. All right, here you go. So it looks to be overwriting, right? Overwriting it. It says created at 149. Earlier it was 47, 1147. Now it is 1149. So we have created upload bucket as well, upload file to the bucket as well. Now time has come for listing it. Okay, so list is nothing but you want to read the file present in S3 in a Google Cloud storage bucket. Yeah, so this is how we do it. The rest all concepts are same, like importing the module, setting the Google application credentials, and then we have written a function called list cs file. So this is the bucket name. So it contains this function ask only for bucket name. We are creating the client here, that is storage client. Storage client is used to invoke a API called list blobs, and the bucket name is being passed as a parameter. You're gonna get the basically you're gonna get the list being returned, and that list is being again constructed as a it's gonna constructed as the again list, and we are retrieving that list. Okay. Finally, I'm invoking this list cs files function from the print command only, passing the bucket name as the parameter. Now I will gonna click on this or basically execute this file. Here you go. It has a returned file name, that is json forward slash test.json, right? This is the file we have and it is returning correctly. So which means that our code is working fine. Okay, so this is how we list the file present in a Google Cloud storage buckets. Similarly, let's do a download as well. Okay, so download is going to be very fun now. So I'm going to go to the download code of my demo. So this is download code. It is very similar to the upload. Yeah. So if I go up, here you go. All the three parameters remain same. And then in the definition, we are just creating a definition that is download cs underscore file. This is the bucket name. So file name also it needed, and you need the destination. So basically, when you are downloading something from the internet, you need to give the path where actually the file has to be stored. So that is what destination file name is. And when it stores in the destination, do you want to rename it or make it as a save as? Okay, that is the reason a file name is being asked here. Yeah, so that is the or otherwise that is the which file from the S3 bucket, which file from the storage bucket, Google Cloud storage bucket. Apologies, I'm using S3 bucket. All right, so that file name has to be passed, and the destination file name is also need to be given. Right, it contains a client, that is storage client, and this is the we are also actually creating a bucket, that is storage client at bucket name. And from the blob, we need that blob, that is blob. Right, we are just setting the blob here, that is bucket dot blob by passing the file name. With this blob, from that blob, you need to do invoke an action called download to the file name, download underscore to underscore file name. Yeah, and if you click on this one, it shows what are the parameters it is asking for. It asks for the file name, client, start, and blah blah and all. Yeah, so here I'm just giving the destination one. Okay, and then we are invoking the same function which we declared above, that is test demo storage bucket. This is the so you see I'm giving the full name of the this JSON file. If I go here, click on this one, right? So the URL is something like this. Yeah, so the path would be we can give this path. Yeah, so this is it just we need to give this way. Yeah, all right, that is what we have given here. And then the destination path. So this is, I just wanted to store in the same path as my above the key file is being stored. Okay, so it should be listing here. Let's execute and see if that file gets added here. Yeah, that is test JSON. I'm just gonna hit it. I'm executing basically. So here you go, the downloads.json file is been now added, and you see the content. Yeah, anyways, I'm going to delete this file after this demo, so you don't need to retry it. Okay, for security purpose. So here you see we are giving it as a test.json file. Yeah, all right, so this is downloads.json file. You see it's currently the name of the file is downloads.json file, which is getting downloaded. All right, so with that note, I have shown you the things need to be shown in this video, that is from scratch to end. Okay, so I have shown you how to create a prerequisite service account, how to set up the Python environment, how to do the basic task against the Google Cloud storage bucket, like creating a bucket, uploading the files, and downloading the files, listing the files. Yeah. All right. So with that note, I hope that this video will help you a lot to get started with the programmatic way of interacting with the storage bucket here. All right. Thank you with that note, and see you in the next video. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel in that case. Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot, and see you in the next video.